Tonight on the County Line, we show the hottest restaurants around Lawrence County.
Also this week, we take you behind the scenes of the Lawrence County Crisis Shelter and take a trip to the Westminster horse stables.
The County Line starts now. Welcome to tonight's edition of the County Line. I'm Ashley Durham.
Good evening, I'm Ashley Bishop.
Ever since 1923, Newcastle has been home to the famous hot dog spot, Coney Island. The County Line's Alyssa Hanna gives us a special tour of this family-friendly restaurant and tries getting behind the secret of what makes Coney Island so unique. It's chili sauce.
Restaurant, I was able to see why it was such a treasured landmark in Newcastle's history. I had the pleasure of talking with John Mitsos, the owner of Coney Island, who is the nephew of one of the original owners of the restaurant. He has spent the last 55 years keeping the family tradition of hot dog making alive.
Coney Island started in 1923. My uncle John Mitsos and his partner George Papazikos, they were starting a business. Then we keep it going from 1923 up to 210. We do good business, we have good product, we take care of the customers like us, we like the customers.
So for a place that prides itself on taking care of its customers, how many walk through the door every day?
Oh, plenty. We have two places, one at 18, one in here. Over there is more business. I bet you 1,000 a day between two places, going in and out. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we sell a lot of hot dogs.
Mitsos says they sell about 500 hot dogs a day, but there's more to the menu than just that.
Yeah, with French fries, with chili cheese, cheeseburgers, hamburgers. You know, sometimes we have dinners. There's the menu here. We have some dinners too.
But there has always been one particular item that has been the main focus behind Coney Island's success.
Oh, it's a chili, it's a sauce. The chili makes the hot dogs.
The chili sauce has been a family secret for almost a century.
Well, nobody else knows. If you know, you know, wouldn't give away.
The sauce contains a number of different secret ingredients and an entire wall full of spices that are stored in the back. Around 300 pounds of chili are made each day. Customers have the option to put chili on their food or take it home with them in a container to save for later. Mitsos and his family are the only ones who know how to make the sauce that attracts people from all over the country.
From Las Vegas, from Los Angeles, from New York, from Florida, from everywhere.
Mitsos himself is not actually from the area.
I come to the United States in 1956, February 1st, and I work it every day, and I like it, what I'm doing. I like the customers. I do, you know, do everything. We sell a lot of hot dogs. This business is no time, anytime. Especially the bosses is working no time, anytime. I can't push the car. I'm here early, I'm go home late.
But Mitsos is not alone in his work. The Coney Island employees are key helpers to Mitsos and his hot dog making business.
How long have you been working here?
Going on 2 years.
Going on 2 years. Are you from Newcastle?
Born and raised.
So you've been coming to Coney Island your whole life, or just
Yeah, my father used to bring us down here, enjoy the food, and come down here, and I got lucky and got in here. And I get to learn all the secrets.
All of the secrets except the sauce, of course. It was finally time for me to try a famous hot dog myself.
Bon appetit. It's really good.
And although it was a little messy and a little spicy, I began to see what all the fuss was about. Coney Island is open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday. The other location on Wilmington Road is open on Sundays as well. So stop by and see for yourself. Try out a world-famous hot dog, or at least the chili. You have nothing to lose. As John Mitzos likes to say,
Oh yeah, we sell a lot of hot dogs.
I'm Melissa Hanna reporting for the County Line.
Recently, Westminster hosted the Battle of the Chefs competition. This friendly contest featured college chefs in an intense cook-off. Westminster competed against chefs from Juniata College in Pitt, Johnstown, and McGinnis Dining Hall. The County Line reporter, Robert Molesky, traveled inside the fires of the kitchen.
I'm Scott Turner. I'm representing Westminster College tonight.
I'm Patrick Goodman. I represent Juniata College.
My name is Patrick Hussey. We represent University of Pitt in Johnstown. Yeah, go Pitt!
We have a Permane-style sandwich, but it's made with a Jack Daniel's barbecued beef brisket, sweet potato fries, a tangy coleslaw, and a pineapple chipotle spread.
Today we're starting with pita chips with a spinach and artichoke dip, and then we're going to have a jambalaya sandwich with a remoulade sauce on sourdough bread, and we finish with a tequila lime bar.
Today we're making a pork slider with a pepper slaw on it and a deep-fried onion ring. Very good tasting. We also have here sweet potato chips with a little ranch seasoning on it. And our dessert is gob cake and pumpkin gob cake.
I thought it was fun. It gives a good variety of food that I don't really get to have.
There's a lot of personality going on back there, Rob. I'm enjoying it. Good food, good stuff. They're neat guys.
I actually liked a lot of the chefs. They were really nice. They would talk to you, and the food was great.
I think we will win it this time because our students have taste.
We'll win this competition just like we did the last one, probably.
I'd have to say UPJ is going to win because we the bomb. You know what I'm saying? Yeah!
I'll probably vote for Pitt.
Probably Pitt.
It's a toss-up between Westminster and Juniata. Probably Westminster because I liked everything that was there.
Definitely Pitt.
Juniata.
Obviously, Juniata College.
This is the best food I've had in a while. Thank you, Battle of the Chefs.
The April showers are signs of spring, and that is also true at Cranax. The festive seasonal store is located in Hermitage, PA. Currently, the new Easter Bunny Lane is now open. Pack up the family and enjoy the first sights and sounds of the spring season. Cranax is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Sundays 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Coming up next on the County Line, we go inside the Lawrence County Crisis Shelter, and we also see special footage from last week's Mercer High School protest.
Stay tuned, more County Line is on the way.
Hi, I'm Dan McDevitt, a father, a husband, Army retiree, and a student at Westminster College. It was nice finding a college so close to home with high academics was going to put me in the job market right after graduation. If I was to tell another adult student wanted to come to Westminster, I'd tell them for the academics, the one-on-one personalization they'll get with their instructor, the small classroom experience. I know with this college experience is going to open a lot of doors for me. My kids are supportive of me going back to college. When I get good grades, they're all happy. They're like, way to go, Dad.
While the Lawrence County Crisis Shelter is widely named throughout the local community, many people are unaware of its history. The County Line's Tyrell Sipe visited the crisis shelter and spoke to the founder, Nancy Berge. Many claim that she is the foundation blocks of the shelter today.
While many people in the local area are familiar with the Lawrence County Crisis Shelter, most people are unaware of what goes on behind the scenes. I headed down to Newcastle and found that Nancy Berge is the face behind this beautiful facility.
She is sometimes here 2 and 3 times a week. If she is not on her knees pulling the weeds and planting bulbs outside the agency for hours some days, I'll show up and she'll be out there and say, Nancy, what are you doing? And she is down on her hands and knees, just working to make it beautiful. She is here for meetings and support and advocating in the community. I mean, she is just a tireless rock. I mean, having her as part of an organization really does help ensure its success. She is the rock on which we sit.
Nancy has affected young and old alike. She cares very much for children that have been affected because she can sympathize with them.
I have a background that's not very good in the sense that there was domestic violence in my family. And so my mother was abused. And so it was strong for me. And besides, at the time, when you think about 1971, it was the first shelter that opened in England. And it was just really the beginning of understanding that patriarchy was ruling what was happening. And, that domestic violence was so prevalent.
From her humble beginnings to where she is today, Nancy has came a long way. The crisis shelter has transformed from just a small home to the voice of domestic violence awareness in the community.
Now we have prevention education from preschool, with Head Start, all the way through high school. And we've started some new programs, anti-bullying. There's a SAFE program, which is in several of the high schools right now. They've started with Westminster College and Slippery Rock, some liaisons between those two schools, and, anti-bullying, sexual harassment, that kind of thing.
With all the work that is being done by the crisis shelter, it is important to remember the rock that got everything started. From Newcastle, I'm Tyrell Sipe with the County Line.
Governor Tom Corbett's cuts hit the state, in the state budget hit home. School districts across the state face a massive drop in funding. If the budget passes, local school boards plan to cut teachers and close schools. Mercer area high school students decided to voice their opinion on the governor's plan. The County Line's Joe Ligo says students have a unique way of supporting their educators.
Classes don't begin at Mercer Area High School until 8 o'clock. But on Friday, April 15th, students arrived well before then. Dressed in red, they prepare to rally, not for a sports team, but for their teachers. With the state's proposed budget cuts, Mercer Area School District stands to lose over $800,000 in funding. As a result, 21 teachers received letters saying they may possibly be furloughed if the budget passes. The cuts increase class sizes and put a strain on remaining educators. To protest the governor's plan, students lined up and linked arms outside the high school building. Leader Shelby Ryan was first to speak on the consequences of cutting funding for education. High school principal Dr. Hendley Hogue says he's fully behind the rally.
I was just very open-minded. That's the type of leadership that I run here at the school. I like to give my students a chance to express themselves in a positive manner, and when they said that they would like to consider having some type of a rally for public education, I said, hey, let's go for it.
It all began on Facebook, where one of the girls created an event called Sometimes an Apple Isn't Enough. Senior Erin Perthner said word of the rally spread rapidly from there.
And everybody talks about Facebook and everything. So then when we came to school the next day, it was just the rally. It was all over the place. It was really cool.
While the school board has little choice but to cut teachers if funding is slashed, senior Emily Smith says the rally still sends an important message.
Kids care, and that it's not just the adults who can get upset about politics or, have a voice in it, but when kids are affected, we have just as much of a right and an ability to speak out about that as anyone else, and that we can make a difference.
They hope Harrisburg's politicians hear them from Mercer. I'm Joe Ligo for the County Line.
The Westminster College Equestrian team found a new home. The move brings more opportunities to the group. The County Line's Tiffany Burson gives us a unique look at the team and its new skills of polo.
The Westminster Equestrian team has a new home, the RQ Stables of Newcastle on Old Pulaski Road. Team member Kaylin Coates says the new move allows them to spend more time with the horses.
The team is comprised of 15 members, and we ride English-style riding, which isn't like the Cowboys, but we use English-style saddles, and we ride hunt seat equitation. And there are 9 of us that compete in intercollegiate riding. Like today, we're doing polo day and learning a different sport for horseback riding.
Polo originated over 2,000 years ago and is known as the sport of kings. Quarter horses have a smaller build than normal and are usually the preferred horse for the game.
I'm Jeremy. This is Luke.
You have to get his best side here.
All I really know about him is that he used to be a racehorse that didn't want to race. So now he's a polo horse. He's my favorite one out of this bunch.
Very cute.
Team members prep their horses by wrapping their legs to keep them safe from balls and mallets and braid their tails so they don't get tangled around game gear. Once the ponies are geared and ready to go, they hit the playing field from some practice hits. Outdoor polo fields are usually the size of 9 football fields, but this team is still learning. With similar rules as hockey, each goal is 1 point. The game is divided into 7-minute shakas, or periods. The goal is to hit the ball with the long end of a bamboo mallet until it reaches a score. With 3 members on each team, these team players learn teamwork with their fellow equestrian club members and their horses. Thanks to the RQ Stables, now even more people can enjoy similar horse events.
If people are interested in getting involved in the team, they can contact me, or Evan Garrison is the advisor, so that they can send her an email. And we also, for this year, we are going to be offering 2 times a week people can ride, and also we're going to be offering a non-riding membership where people can participate in all activities that we do. But if they're kind of on the fence about joining the team, they don't have to pay the larger fee to ride, but they can pay a smaller fee to participate in the activities and then decide if this is the right thing for them.
I'm Tiffany Burson for the County Line.
Florence County celebrates Earth Day this year on Saturday, April 23rd. The day will start at 9 a.m. with a cleanup. Volunteers aged 12 through 17 can help pick up trash and other debris from the Neshannock Creek in downtown Newcastle. Free lunch and drinks will be provided. The event will then continue from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Ewing Park. Entertainment such as climbing walls, live animals, gifts, and horse-drawn trolleys will be available to all who attend. Everyone has the opportunity to view environmental displays, electronic recycling, and more. For additional information, call 724-658-6925.
Coming up next on the County Line, we look into the world of athletics on the Westminster campus.
Also, we'll tell you more about the upcoming pro athlete basketball game. Stay tuned, County Line is on the way.
The
liberal arts work at Westminster College. Westminster graduates have a 96% placement rate. They have developed the skills needed to succeed in any field. That's what makes the liberal arts so powerful and flexible. Experience success the Westminster way.
Hi, I'm Dan McDevitt, a father, a husband, Army retiree, and a student at Westminster College. It was nice finding a college so close to home with high academics, was going to put me in the job market right after graduation. If I was to tell another adult student why to come to Westminster, I'd tell them for the academics, the one-on-one personalization they'll get with their instructor, the small classroom experience. I know with this college degree, it's going to open a lot of doors for me. My kids are supportive of me going back to college. When I get good grades, they're all happy. They're like, way to go, Dad.
Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Titantown Sports. I'm Mike Hazlett.
And I'm Jordan Greer.
Coming up in this week's segment, we take a look into an outstanding student athlete as well as a unique Westminster athletic club.
The NBA playoffs are underway, and there are a few top contenders looking to win the title this year. In the East, the Chicago Bulls are the top seed with the best overall record in the NBA. They are led by point guard Derrick Rose, who had an MVP caliber regular season. Other East contenders include the Boston Celtics and Miami Heat.
Now, Jordan, I hate to jump on the bandwagon, but I'm going to have to go ahead and say that the Miami Heat is going to take it this year.
That's a good pick, Mike, and they have a strong possibility of taking it all this year. But don't forget about the Western Conference. The Los Angeles Lakers have the talent and experience to win their third consecutive championship.
Since 1969, a club here on the Westminster campus has been harvesting some of the finest members of Titan sports. The club is the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Reporter Robert Molesky takes us a look inside the program.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes, or better known as FCA, has been a staple of Westminster for over 40 years. This organization discusses how faith and athletics go hand in hand. FCA advisor Tom Rapchek explains FCA's involvement in athletics.
FCA plays in athletics because we focus on sport and how sport influences life and the pieces of sport. The development of character, the understanding how to integrate what you learn on the field or on the court, and how you integrate those things into life. So whether that's leadership, whether that's sacrifice, those types of things, that's how we see FCA playing a part.
FCA officer Morgan Haynes says FCA helps him to relieve stress and connect with other athletes.
It allows me to meet with a group of people and kind of relax during the week where I catch up with other athletes and kind of strengthen our bond with God and kind of talk about how being faithful with God helps us in our individual sports.
So if you're into athletics and fellowship, FCA's doors are always open. For Titantown Sports, I'm Robert Molesky.
Now, Jordan, they do have some excellent guest speakers that come to their meetings.
That's right, Mike. Hopefully I'll be able to see one of the Pittsburgh Steelers come up next year when they speak.
Now, for this week's Titan Extra Point question, we're going to be measuring your Titan in basketball knowledge.
In what year did the Titan men's basketball team reach their 1,000th win? The answer when we come back.
You can make a difference at Westminster College. Westminster has earned the nation's highest honor for community service for 3 straight years. Classroom lessons are put into action to benefit the community. Experience service the Westminster way.
Welcome back to Titantown Sports. The answer for this week's question is 1983. That's the year when the Titan basketball team reached 1,000 wins under coach Ron Galbraith.
When Galbraith stepped down as coach, he was the all-time leader in wins with 448.
You've seen Titantown Sports cover forward Rob Briggs as an ace on the court and with the books. This week we take a look at quarterback Sean Lehockey of the Titan football program. Reporter Mike Himes shows us how he excels off the field and in the classroom.
Sean Lehockey talks about being selected as a captain.
It's definitely a very high honor for me. You know, that's something you get voted on by your peers. So to be picked by, kids that are my age and kids that are older than me, it's very gratifying.
Sean Lehockey is an outstanding athlete here at Westminster. He is also an outstanding student. Sean has a cumulative GPA of 3.83. Sean has been selected to the Dean's List in all his semesters here at Westminster College. His honors include Pi Sigma Pi All-College, Mortarboard All-College, Omicron Delta Epsilon Economics Honorary, and Who's Who National Recognition. His awards include the Ann M. Kendall Hart Scholarship and the first prize in Moody's Bond Rating Competition. Sean has also won a Westby Award here at Westminster for his exceptional sports performance of the year. Sean's on-campus activities include SGA, which he is the finance chair, Student Athletic Advisory Committee, where he is the treasurer, Student Life and Athletic Council, varsity football, where he is a captain, Habitat for Humanity, the Pre-Law Club, and the ODE, where he is the president. Sean Lehockey talks about his time management skills here at Westminster.
On average, it's different, depending on, if there's a test or a midterm or something like that. But I'd say, probably about, close to 10 hours a week on studying. During the season, I'd say probably, close to 8 hours a day, 7 or 8 hours a day. That includes lifting, watching film, running, working out, that type of thing, on top of practicing.
Along with being a great student and a great athlete here at Westminster, Sean is also, just in general, a great person. For the County Line, I'm Mike Himes.
Next week on Titan Town Sports, reporter Marshall Capelli will have an inside look at Titan athletic facilities.
And don't change the channel just yet. The County Line has more coming up, especially in the world of rock climbing. I'm Mike Hazlett.
And I'm Jordan Greer. See you next week, sports fans.
The liberal arts work at Westminster College. Westminster graduates have a 96% placement rate. They have developed the skills needed to succeed in any field. That's what makes the liberal arts so powerful and flexible. Experience success the Westminster way.
Hi, I'm Dan McDevitt, a father, a husband, Army retiree, and a student at Westminster College. It was nice finding a college so close to home with high academics, was going to put me in the job market right after graduation. If I was to tell another adult student why to come to Westminster, I'd tell them for the academics, the one-on-one personalization they'll get with their instructor, the small classroom experience. I know with this college degree, it's going to open a lot of doors for me. My kids are supportive of me going back to college. When I get good grades, they're all happy. They're like, way to go, Dad.
Are you a Steelers fan or are you a Westminster fan? Come watch 6 mystery Steelers play basketball against members of the Westminster community. The game occurs on May 4th and is sponsored by the Student Government Association. The college team is made up of 10 co-ed volunteers of student athletes and faculty. Pre-sale tickets for Westminster students are $5 and $7 at the door. The teams go head-to-head in the field house. Doors open at 7. The game begins at 8.
Westminster College will host its annual Undergraduate Research Symposium on April 27th. Students from a variety of disciplines will participate by presenting individually scholarly research and creative projects. The event will take place in various locations from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Following the presentations will be a keynote speaker at 1:30 and the Spring Honors Convocation at 3:30.
That's the news for tonight. We'll be back next week for another edition of the County Line.
Be sure to check out WCN247.com for all your latest campus and community news.
Thanks for watching. Good night.
Good night.